Welcome back, everyone. We are somewhere in the middle of round 3 of the London Grand Tournament main event right now. So we came to the conclusion that it's probably the right time to do some of the highlights of round 2 and how it went. We will give you some of the interesting things, some of the letdowns, and also some unexpected turns of events. So let's start probably with the fact that we have now 5 players out of 720 who managed to gather the full 200 points. Among those 5 players, we have 2 who will be playing against one another, or actually are somewhere over there duking it out on one of the tables.
Right now.
And those are Matt Lane playing his Necrons and Mike Porter playing his Harlequins list. Joker, a question to you as a person who plays elves. What do you think about this matchup?
It could go both ways. I mean, we've got Harlequins, Necrons. Both armies have really good secondary game. We've mentioned this a lot over the last 2 days. So we've got guys playing Necrons over, mentioning this over again. We've got guys playing Harlequins over here and during the interviews. Also reinstating that fact that they've got good secondaries. I think it could go both ways. I think it kind of comes down to if Matt playing Necrons can push aggressively enough at the right moment and not get counterattacked too badly. Because Necrons can win this.
Yeah, pretty much. I still think they have the power to overcome the Harlequins if played the right way.
Yeah, exactly. And, Harlequins, they've got a lot of shooting, but it doesn't come out all at the same time, so there's options, there's chances to reanimate, which can be a real strength. If Matt gets spikes on those rolls, it can really just swing the game in his favor.
Pretty much, yeah.
But, well, we've got Mike on the other end piloting the Harlequins, and he's a real proven good player. So we will really have to see how that one pans out. It's definitely one to watch out for.
I'm keen to find out how this pans out. But coming back to round 2 and how the games went, we've seen a bunch of interesting mirror matches.
Yes.
Yeah, I think there was one Imperial Knight, I mean probably more, but one interesting Imperial Knight mirror match among of the players that we know that are top of the stakes, let's say.
Yeah, the guys that we're following, because the way we're doing this, we had a list of people that have often gone 5-0 at events. So these are like our starters to follow, and then after today we'll obviously update this list and focus on people that are 3-0 after tonight.
Right. So for now, one of the mentioned interesting Imperial Knights matches was Ash Loftus versus Jay Middlecoat. And how did that go?
Well, Jay's won by 6 points, 62 to 56.
Yeah.
It wasn't an exact mirror match, despite both of them playing Free Blade Lance. Jay had 3 Questoris class Knights, whilst Ash had just the Knight Paladin and 10 Armigers. This might have been the reason Jay won, because the Questoris Knights obviously have a bit more punch than the little guys, so despite having a little less board presence, it might have been key in overcoming Ash's Imperial Knight force. And be sure to check out Jay's Knights, because it's Jay from Mohawk Miniatures.
Right.
We had him on yesterday. He's mentioned he's mainly going for the best painted, and his Knights are amazing. We did have a pick of them yesterday. We'll try to get another if we get a chance, but yeah, it's an amazingly looking force.
Okay, all right. But this wasn't the only mirror match that we believe is worth of your attention. So we would like to draw your attention to another one where Alex Bedford played a Necron mirror match.
A Necron mirror.
And again, how did that go?
Alex managed to win by 2 points, so that game really went down to the wire. Which is what Ham's all about, really. That's the game. That's the kind of games you want to see. But we've also had another contestant from the list we've got, Liam Royal.
Exactly.
He played a Drukari Good Stuff mirror match and lost.
Which is a shame, but then again, mirror matches usually can go both ways. Depends on the mission, depends on who starts, depends on the army composition. So here, the planets didn't align properly.
Yeah, it could go down even to a couple of unlucky lucky dice rolls. So
yeah, it could be that.
There it is.
Right. But we have very good news for people who are Power Armor fans, and Power Armor fans on both ends.
Power Armor enthusiasts.
Enthusiasts. Yeah, exactly. So basically, on the Imperial side, we have how many? 7 players?
5 on the Imperial
5,
side.
yeah, okay.
2 on Chaos, 7 in total.
So yeah, 7 total. That's right. So when we focus on the Imperial side, we have Chris Patterson playing Blood Angels. We have Chris Radford playing Space Wolves, a very interesting list, something that I am a very big fan of. So he's playing 3 Wolfguard units, 3 Wolfen units, and 1 Longfang unit. And I think this is a very interesting composition, although I would tweak it a little bit, exactly the way that Clément Tornade, sorry for butchering the name, but he's also playing Space Wolves, and his little tweak to that list is, so it's the same, 3 Wolfguard, 2 units of Wolfen, and 2 units of Longfangs. And I think this is the little tweak that could tip the scale in many matchups, because Longfangs just pack a punch. They come down in drop pods. In my matches, drop pods usually are the MVPs because they drop in the middle of the table, the guys go out, shoot, destroy something or remove something from an objective or something like that, and then the drop pod is actually ignored by most opponents, and it stays on the objective and gets you points for staying in the middle, and so on and so on. So 2 very interesting lists. I really don't mind them going forward with victories because I'm just a huge Space Wolves fan. But apart from Space Wolves, we also have Dark Angels, played by Marco Franza.
Yes,
I think.
He's playing 30 Deathwing Terminators, so a lot of resilience in that list. Again, good secondary game. I mean, we can't highlight this enough. If you want to win an event of this scale, you need to play a faction that's got good secondaries, especially now in the Nephilim tournament pack.
Correct.
That's something you just need to factor in.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's got 30 Deathwing Terminators for Transhuman, all that jazz, so very resilient as well.
I mean, resilient to a certain point, because there are so many armies right now in the meta that can simply overcome the Transhuman, with rerolls and of wounds and so on, that even Leviathan Tyranids sometimes struggle to win, as we've seen in even in this tournament. And that's actually something
Which is something we'll come to.
I will segue it into.
At some point, don't we finish the Power Armor and Joyous first?
Yeah, we should. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. So we mentioned 2 Chaos Space Marines players.
Yes, but we forgot to mention Stephen Box from Vanguard Tactics,
God,
playing his Blood Angels.
Right.
He's also on a streak of 2 wins so far.
Yep.
Going into the 3rd game.
Exactly. And we know from him directly that he came to this event. He could have chosen any army. He could have chosen Sisters. He could have chosen any army.
He could have chosen an Elder faction because he plays them as well.
Yeah, but he chose Blood Angels specifically because he came here with a purpose, and the purpose is to take the top spot of the faction, of Blood Angels faction. He is not there right now, but at this event could probably grant him that position. So he is fighting for that, but he has some...
Everyone's got their own goals
and agendas.
And I think it's very important to have those because, well, only one person can win here, but with the different ITC, UKTC rankings, prizes to take, and fame, satisfaction, there's all to play for.
Exactly, and bragging rights.
Most importantly.
Right. So I'll allow you to I'll allow you to talk about the Chaos factions, because that's something that you play actually. So 2 Chaos Space Marine armies, tell us all about them.
Yep, so Dom Maidlow also managed to bag in 2 wins with his improved Creations of Bao list. So if you've listened to the Road to LGT episode where I interviewed him along with Kyle Grandi, he does mention that over the course of the week between the list submissions for both events, the Invitational and the main event, he managed to change the list a little bit.
Tweak it slightly.
Yeah, and the list he's playing now at the main event, he's more satisfied with. So possibly that's what's getting him the wins.
Exactly.
And we've got the famous Vic VJ with his Emperor's Children, supported by Abaddon, also on 2 wins. And Vic's got a unit of Terminators, the standard blob, you know,
The immovable object,
immovable object, so to say, and 5 units of MSU Noise Marines.
with Blastmasters and so on. So that's something that gives him the punch. The Terminators are there to soak up damage, and then the Noise Marines are there to actually deal damage, which he is very good at. And Abaddon, in yesterday's game against Dino in the I think it's the semifinals of the Invitational.
Yeah, it was the semifinal.
Yeah, exactly. So the Terminators did exactly what they were supposed to do. Dino unnecessarily focused on them, and then Abaddon went forward, destroyed a lot of Tau units, and the Noise Marines managed to shoot down 2 of the bombers and some other units, and it was a bloodbath.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, Dino had the chance to kill off that Terminator blob, but, well, either the dice didn't go his way, or
yeah, well, he couldn't capitalize on
enough.
what he had.
Didn't capitalize on the opportunity to kill them. Didn't kill them.
Especially that he went first.
Yeah, and then, well, it was
A downhill struggle for him. Sorry, an uphill struggle for him.
It was all to take for Vic.
Yeah.
And what else
we
we got?
Two
Two
other
surprises.
things. Yeah, 2 surprises at the event. One that we are, I think, a little bit sad about because
A little bit disappointed.
Yeah, because there was a black horse at the event that we mentioned to you already if you listened previously. A certain gentleman, I think from Iceland, called Jokul Johansson, who brought his Leviathan Tyranids, who played an amazing nail-biter of a game yesterday against Manny and his Get Racked list. And I think the game...
Lost by a point.
Lost by a point, which makes us really sad. But we had high hopes for him in this event because he is a really highly skilled player. Excuse me. And if you listen to the interview that we did with him, you can actually find out that he, you know, has this mindset of a winner. He knows what he's doing. He knows how the list functions. He knows how to play against almost any opponent. And yet, here he lost against Necrons.
And he's also put in a lot of preparation to this event. Like he's mentioned that he's played on TTS against Harlequins just to practice because he knew he was going to potentially come up against Patrick's Harlequins. So he got that all figured out. So he's definitely put the reps in. Unfortunately, against a Necron list with 5 units of different kinds of destroyers, it was not enough.
Yeah, think of a variety of a destroyer. It wasn't that list.
Yeah,
and
something that we've touched upon previously in this short episode. Necrons with Silent King, now with destroyers getting the core keyword, they have 4 rerolls in combat to wound. Which bypasses the Leviathan transhuman in a way, which is a really good
which
tool
is a bummer
against
if you
them.
think about it for Tyranids. So, and since Necrons are so prevalent, that's a really tough matchup for the Tyranids right now. And the second surprise that we have,
A happy thought.
Sorry,
A happy thought for all Imperial Guard players.
Exactly. So we have a certain gentleman, Nicholas, who's piloting an interesting Imperial Guard list that contains of 3 tank commanders, 3 Lemon Russes, 1 Basilisk, and 1 Manticore, and he secured 2 wins so far. What do you think of that?
I think, well done to him.
Absolutely.
I mean, again, I've mentioned this before, but playing Guard in this meta game at such an event, it's just giving yourself a handicap. Really.
Pretty much, but you know, we are huge fans of underdogs, so we are
Definitely.
now our black horse is out, so we are now rooting for Nicholas. And let's find out soon how he does.
Yeah, hopefully he wins this round as well, and then maybe you guys get a chance to see him here talking with us about how to win with Guard at this point in time.
Exactly. It's time to wrap because we will try to get the updates about how round 3 is going. But stay tuned for more content. Stay tuned for the studio at the end of the day, and we will try to deliver amazing content. So stick to us.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you.